This next scout mission is to go check out the purchase site of the island of Manhattan. The spot where the transaction took place between the Dutch and the Lenape Indians is marked as a memorial. So it's going to be our mission to go take a look at that site. Now, as a scout, I tend to stay out of politics, but I have to say, this idea that Manhattan was sold for $60 worth of trinkets is more of an urban legend than it is history. The Lenapes had no concept of land ownership, so chances are they had no idea what was going on when that transaction was taking place, if it did. Second, the Lenape shared the island of Manhattan with several other tribes. Therefore, they could not sell the island even if they wanted to. Third, and I think this is important, the so-called receipt is just a letter from a man named Peter to the Dutch government. It's just a letter. Nevertheless, I'm going to go take a look at the site and let you guys judge for yourself. Let's go. So I'm on a train and I think to myself, wow, what a cool job scouting is. I get to go discover a piece of history, share my experience with you guys, and be expanded and hopefully expand others. For those of you who are considering becoming a scout, I think this is one of the top reasons to do so. You get to travel and enrich yourself and also enrich others. Think about that. Anyway, as I'm on my way, I notice what I believe to be the Miracle Cross. I wasn't sure at first, but as I look around and sort of read the sign, I noticed that this was indeed a memorial. This was the Miracle Cross, also known as the Ground Zero Cross, for those of you who don't know. The Miracle Cross are two I-beams that were found in the wreckage of 9/11. As they were digging bodies, they found this I-beam, these two I-beams, interlock with one another as a cross. And many of the firefighters who were digging bodies for days thought that this was a sign, a holy sign. And these I-beams were dug out and labeled as the Miracle Cross, often called the Ground Zero Cross. It was on a History Channel, and for the most part, it was in a 9/11 museum. However, I believe it was removed and put here. Nevertheless, I pull out my phone and add this as a secret spot on Cityscape. Now, remember, as a scout, when you're doing a mission, sometime you will discover a secret spot by accident. Add it on an app anyway. That's your job. Let's keep going. I finally find Inwood Hill Park, and I enter the place. I begin to look, and look, and look. And eventually, I approach what appears to be a rock. Now, this rock appears a bit humble. I doubt that this is a memorial. However, as I approach it, I notice a sign that mentions the word memorial. Perhaps this is what I'm looking for. And as I get nearer, I found out that it is indeed what I'm looking for. I stop, take a pause, and begin to read what this rock has to say. After reading, I sit down and ponder. Although I do not consider the transaction that happened here legitimate, I believe this site stands for much more. It represents the death of a civilization and the rise of a new one. Now, I understand Western civilization isn't perfect, but it's certainly one of the best we've had, and we have to respect that. As I stand here alone, I notice something, or perhaps I should say I feel something. There's people near me. I turn around and I look, and indeed, there's a couple right by me, and they're also looking at the stone. I asked them if they know what this was. They say no. They found me reading it, so therefore, they decided to read it too. And I love that as a scout. Whether this is urban legend or history or not, I certainly think this is the best way to learn historical events. Don't just read books or sit in a classroom. Go physically there and see for yourself. That's what scouting is about. Not just exploring, but learning culture and history. I'll see you next time, guys. Keep scouting. Scout life.